Okay, this is project 4.4. In this project, we have a resource file we need to extract. So if everybody would click on all Office versions, when it populates down in your left-hand corner of your window, just click on it. Once it populates in your window, we're going to double-click to go inside of it again. If at any point you get confused, just make sure you click on Downloads, and you'll see the file with the zipper, and it's labeled as this Independent Project 4.4 Resources. The goal is to double-click to go inside of it, and when you see this folder, the yellow folder, we got to double-click to go inside again. But once we're at this point, only click on it one time, and then we're going to right-click to select Cut. Then you'll go over to the left, click on Downloads, and over here in a white space on the right side, just right-click and select Paste. And then you'll see it appear. It's the Eller software. Okay, so I'm going to close this out, and I'm going to go back to Project 4.4, and I'm going to click on all Office versions for my start file. This is your Excel spreadsheet. And then once you click on it, make sure that you rename it. So I'm going to click on it to populate my window. And then immediately go to Files, Save As. But first click on Enable Editing. And then make sure you rename your project as Project 4.4. And just remember the location. Myself, I always have a tendency just to click on Download so I know where to find it. So once you rename it, just go ahead and click on Save. And then click on A4. And we're going to start importing that file. So if you click on the Data tab, click on From Text, click on the word Downloads, and you can see Eller Software is right there. Click on the Import button. Now we're in step 1 of 3. Here we're just going to click on Next. We have our perfect lines, so there's nothing for us to do except for click on Finish. However, if we had the wrong thing selected, we would see that there are no perfect lines. So we would deselect and select until we find these perfect lines. Now we could just click on Finish. And then, yep, that's where we want to plop it. You select OK, and there's all your data. So that's all of number 2. So the next thing we're going to do is go to column H. And they want us to apply, well, let's try this first. Let's click on G4. I'm not sure of the order. No, this is what they want us to do first. We click on the column H, and we're going to apply our currency style. So click on the Home tab, go over to Currency. Now, don't worry, you see this 0.00. As soon as we click on decrease the decimal 1, 2 times, there's adequate space to handle all those characters. So you don't have to worry about auto-fitting it. Now let's go ahead and click up here on G4, and they want us to go to the Data tab and turn on this Filter button. When we do that, we now have these Auto Filter buttons here, and this gives us the capability to sort and filter per column. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to sort the date, and we're going to sort the date from the oldest to newest. So I'm going to click on this arrow and select oldest to newest, and now you can see everything is in order per that column. Now we're going to go over to this Product and Services, and they want us to sort that from A to Z. Now you can see everything sorted. So that's all of number 5. Now they want us to go back to this date for number 6, and they want us to click on it so we can now filter. And they want us to filter to show only September information. So if I deselect the Select All and turn on September Only and then select OK, you can see now it's filtered down where I'm only showing September information. It does not delete it, it just temporarily hides it. Now we're going to go up here to our title, and we're going to highlight from the range with your white mouse pointer with these 2 rows from A to H. I'm going to go to my Home tab. Here's my alignment group. I'm going to launch my dialog box, and under horizontal I'm going to select Center Across Selection and select OK. And they want us to change the font size to a 20 point. So I'll change that also. So that was number 7 and 8. Now I'm going to flip over to the back side on number 9. Now number 9, it wants us to, I'm going to click on A1 to deselect that. And over top of the word Contract, I'm going to right click and select Move or Copy. And this time it wants us to move it to the end. and then make sure that you're checking the box to create a copy and you select OK. And you can see here's the copy with the 2 in the parentheses. Now if you double click it, we're going to rename that to data with a capital D. And don't forget to press enter when you're done changing. Now the next thing we want to do is go over here, and you can see that little funnel. If we click on it, we want to select the option that we want to go ahead and clear it out, and we brought all our data back. So we cleared out the filter. So that was number 10. Now we want to go to number 11, and it wants us to go over to A5, and let's click on that. And now we're going to create a pivot table. The first time we created a pivot table, from Project 4.3, we used the quick analysis button. This time we're going to go to the insert command button, and we're going to create a blank one. So if we select this first command button, and we're saying, yep, we want to send it to a new sheet. So there's nothing here you need to change. All you need to do is select OK. And you can see it creates its own worksheet. We're going to double click down here so we can name it. It's going to be named as pivot table, all one word, but make sure you capitalize that second T and press enter when you're done. And then it tells us what fields we're going to turn on. And if you read number 12, it wants us to turn on this field and this field. And then moving down to number 13, we're going to duplicate this field. So you hover over top of the word contract, and we're going to pull it down underneath here, underneath the values. And you can see it created a second column. Now that we did that, we're going to go ahead and do some formatting. The first thing we're going to do is click on, and I'll blow this up a little bit more. So we're going to click here on C4. And then we're going to right click and use that same command again, which is value field settings. And I always change my name last. This column, they want us to use the average function. And then we're going to go into this number format button. And the style that they want us to apply is currency style, and they want 0 decimal places. So we're going to currency and 0. And if you select OK, and then I'm going to go back to this title. I know my title should be average contract. So I'm going to get rid of that number 2. So that's the correct title. If I select OK, you can see the title updated and our number format updated, and it's averaging those numbers. Now I'm going to go over to this one, B4, and I'm going to right click and select the same command. Now once this is open, again, I'm going to deal with the title last. I know we're going to sum it, so I don't need to change the function this time. I just need to go into number format, and then again the currency style. Sorry about that. So we want to go into number format. We want to go to currency style, and it should be 0 decimal places. You select OK. Now this time it should read the word total space, and contracts, it should be plural. And if you select OK, you'll see the title updated, and we now have it the currency style applied. So that's 14 and 15. Going on to number 16. Make sure you're still within your pivot table, and I'm going to go to the design tab, and I'm going to open up this gallery, and they want us to apply a dark style, and they want the dark style number 3. So I'm going to apply that, and then I'm just going to click up here into this cell, and they want us to go to this data tab, and once you're into the data worksheet, we're going to go ahead and copy these titles. Now remember, it's even though we center across, you can see when I click on A1, there's the title. If I click on A2, there's the title. So you only have to highlight these 2 cells, and it is grabbing all that text. If you select copy, you go back to the pivot table, and if you click on A1, you want to select paste. Now it's been pasted, and our other set of instructions, they want us to left align it, and they also want you to reduce it down to a point size of 16. So that one is all of number 17. Now I'm just going to click here on A1 and go down here to the data tab and just click on that once. But over top of this data tab, I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go ahead and select move or copy, because I want to copy this worksheet. And once that's open, I'm going to select move to the end, check the box, create a copy, select OK, and I'm going to double click this, and I'm going to rename this as subtotals, and press enter when I'm done typing out that title. Now once I do that, I'm going to go over to D5. Now we're going to use this subtotal command like we did last time, but this time we're going to use it based on the change of the city. So I'm going to go over here and make sure I sort it from A to Z. Now I can see my city is organized alphabetically. Now that it's organized alphabetically, I can go up to the subtotal command. Now what we need to do this time is every time there's a change in, this time we're going to say a change in the city. When there's a change in the city, they want us to, I do believe we're going to be summing these. So let me take a quick look. Yeah, so in number 20, it's asking us to use the sum function and a contract. So basically, every time there's a change in the city, it's going to go over to this contract column, and it's going to sum them up. So if I select OK, you can see where that change has occurred. Every time there's a change in the city, it's summing up those contract amounts. Okay, so now they want us to go down here too. So I'm just going to click on at the top. I have a tendency to do that. We're going to go to billable hours. Once you're at billable hours, we're going to click on A4, okay? And once you have A4 selected, and I'll just double click here just to get my column width widened. Now I'm on number 22. Now I'm going to go to the Home tab, and I'm going to format the table, and they want us to go down to the medium style, and they want the number 10 applied. Now here you just, you want the headers, you just select OK. And then you just click on yes, and now it's in its table mode. Now they want us to do now is to go over here, and they're going to show you how if you include a new column, it will automatically format as soon as you press enter. So we're going to type 5% add on, and as soon as you press enter, you'll see that column automatically formats. I'm going to go up here and double click so I can auto fit that column width. Then the formula we're going to type is D equal, don't forget your equals first. And then we're going to type D5 times, and then type 105, and don't forget your percent symbol. Once you're done typing that formula, you just press enter, and you can see how it will automatically fill that formula all the way down. Okay, next we're going to go up here, and we're going to take this range, and we're going to go ahead, and we want to make sure that we center this across the selection. That one's number 25. And then the last two steps in number 26, they want us to make sure we go over here to our date and sort from the oldest to newest. And then they want us to go to the client name and sort from A to Z. Now, I hope I got all the steps. Just go ahead and save that and upload it and look to see if you have any errors. Best of luck.